joins us today. So here we go. Divine Feminine Oracle deck. This is from Megan Watterson. If you don't have it, I don't get paid. I mean, I don't have a TikTok shop or anything. This is what the book looks like. Megan Watterson is an amazing human and spiritual teacher and theologian, and has done more for my deconstruction from Christianity than anybody, I think, outside of Neil Donald Walsh. Anyway, she created these Divine Feminine Oracle cards, and I love them. And I don't get paid for saying that. If you want them, look up Megan Watterson and Divine Feminine Oracle cards. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to ask, usually I ask Spirit, how many cards down should I look? Like, I ask for a number, right? So let's see, what's the number today? The number is 12. And is it from the bottom or from the top? It's from the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is card number 12. Let's see who it is. Oh my gosh, she came up earlier this week in one of my daily videos. This is who we have. We have Hestia. And Hestia is the goddess of sanctuary. She invites us to seek sanctuary in our own precious hearts. And I think that's a beautiful message right now. It is really wild and crazy out there in the world, isn't it? So Hestia is inviting us. Hestia is the goddess of sanctuary. She says, no matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. That's Hestia's message for us today. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. You know, the creator of these cards, Megan Watterson, that's her message. And it's been so helpful to me. For so much of Western culture and so much of Christianity, and I'm not trash talking Christianity, but it's, you go outside yourself. You need a savior. You need a, sky daddy, whatever. And her message, Megan's message, has been in alignment with Hestia's. Your sanctuary is found within yourself. It's not found outside of you. You don't need a guru. You don't need a savior. You go within and you find the sanctuary within. Such an important message for us during these very challenging and difficult times, scary times if you're looking out in the world. And so Hestia is inviting us as the goddess of sanctuary. She's inviting us to look inward. The mythology around Hestia, Greek mythology, is that she was the keeper of the fire, the hearth, the Olympic fires. She kept them burning. And, fire is an alchemizer. Fire, we use it for warmth, and we use it for heat and cooking, nourishment. It's also an alchemizer. Fire changes the chemical structure of whatever it touches. So sometimes for the better and sometimes not, right? For the better, there are certain seeds that only open when there's a forest fire. So I associate Hestia with some of the same life-giving that maybe Kali has. Kali is a destroyer, but she destroys so she can create. Hestia is a place of sanctuary, and she's the keeper of the fire. So it's sort of like a side quest, on the side. Hestia is inviting us to allow that alchemization of our insides when we know that we can be our own salvation, our own savior. When we change and grow, we can become exactly what we need. So no matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. So I'm curious, how is it, if this is our message today from the great goodness, how might we follow her very wise counsel? How might we develop that sanctuary inside ourselves? And I would say one of the first ways to do that is to start learning to trust yourself. Especially as women, we're not invited to trust ourselves. We're invited to criticize ourselves. We're invited to believe that we are constantly not enough. And part of that, I'll get on a little soapbox here, part of that is our capitalist culture. Oh, you're not feeling good about yourself? Go buy this thing, or go join this program, or go change your body in some way, get plastic surgery or lose weight or whatever. The problem is somehow always with us, instead of in the fact that we live in a culture that invites us to focus on a lot of outside things. And Hestia, our card for today, is inviting us to look inward. You know, Hestia says, look inside, change what is inside, create your sanctuary inside yourself, find peace in here. And in order to do that, you need self-trust. You need to trust that you are wise, to trust your own intuition, to trust that you know what is good for you. You don't need a guru. You don't need somebody to tell you what you believe or what is right. You know, funnily enough, I learned that from Neil Donald Walsh, who's a dude. But I learned from him that north is where you decide it is. Truth, what is real is what you decide that it is. And I don't mean that in extremes. There are people who say, oh, well, if I can create my reality, then I can go jump off a building because I can say that I can fly. No. There are certain agreements that we have made collectively that mean you can't do things like that. What it does mean, though, if you're going to create sanctuary, like Hestia tells us to do, if you're going to create sanctuary inside, you're going to make some agreements about who you are and what you are, and whether or not you can trust yourself. So I would say that's the first part of creating sanctuary inside yourself, is self-trust. The second part is, yes, you can go inward in the awareness that you are a part of the one with a capital O. So I say this often. If you stick around long enough, you'll hear me say this a dozen times at least. We were not, humaning is hard. Being a human is hard. And we were not meant to do it by ourselves. We were not meant to do it without help. And the very hosts of heaven sit on the edge of their seats, just waiting for you to invite them into whatever situation or problem that you have. And you can do that in a way that does not take away your agency. You can do that in a way that still allows you to be the boss of you, right? So I would say the second part of creating sanctuary is knowing that you are not alone, knowing that you are guided, guarded, protected, and loved. And trusting in that, being able to surrender to the great goodness, to the divine beloved, to whatever it is you call that other, the greater than. Being able to surrender helps to create sanctuary. So Hestia invites us to create sanctuary within ourselves, because we don't need a guru. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. That's her message. So the first step is self-trust, right? Knowing you don't need a guru, knowing you don't need a savior, knowing you have everything you need. It's like the Wizard of Oz story, right? She had the power all along, so do you. And then the second step is to recognize you're a part of the one, you're a part of everything, and you have help. There is always spiritual support. It makes me think, this is a silly reference, but it makes me think of Harry Potter when Dumbledore told him, one of the movies, there will always be help for those who need it at Hogwarts. There will always be help. Thank you for the hearts. There will always be help for those who need it. And I love that. I believe that is true. There's always help for us. That doesn't mean you give away your agency, though. So like Hestia tells us, the most sacred sanctuary is found within you. That means you don't need an outside force to create sanctuary in you. It doesn't mean you have to do it completely by yourself. And sometimes our spiritual helpers are people with hands and feet and voices and people in our daily lives. Sometimes, I hate to say this, sometimes some of our best teachers are the people who make us crazy. Oh my goodness, it's Colleen. Hello, Colleen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm not able to see who's joining. So I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for coming. Knowing you can go within yourself to create sanctuary. And then a third way that you can create sanctuary is by what you're focusing on. If you want to create sanctuary within yourself, don't watch the news, honey. Don't watch Fox News. Don't watch the people trying to scare you. Don't do that. If you want to create sanctuary, play sacred music. And you know what? Bad Bunny can be sacred. It doesn't have to be church music. Play sacred music. See the beauty in your world wherever you can find it. What are they called? Glimmers? Glimmers. Psychologists, mental health people call them glimmers. Little things that bring you joy. You can create sanctuary within yourself. Anywhere. Look for what's good. Look for what's beautiful. Look for what delights you. Look for what lights you up. And that is a way to create sanctuary within yourself. I would say another way to create sanctuary is getting still. I know. My neurodivergent folks don't like meditation. I know. I love you so much, and I know how hard it is. And it's the only way I know to help create a calm space within myself is to learn to sit still and breathe and notice my thoughts. Sometimes my thoughts are just crazy. They're ping-ponging all over the place. And that's, they look like a bunch of ping pong balls in like an air machine, just blah, and that's okay. But getting practiced at noticing our thoughts helps us to master our inner experience. And that is one of the ways that you create sanctuary inside yourself. That's what Hestia, I'm looking for the card. That's what Hestia is asking us to do. I don't know where I put it. Oh, there she is. I put it over here so I wouldn't miss it. That's what Hestia is asking us to do, is to create sanctuary inside ourselves. So how do we do that? We trust ourselves, right? We know we are part of the one. We know that we have help. We get still and quiet. We look for the joy in our lives. Those are some ways that you can create sanctuary. You really need to be intentional about those things. Those are not going to happen naturally. You all hear me talk all the time about our 250,000-year-old brain that hasn't had very many upgrades in all those years, and it's constantly on the lookout for the problem, the difficulty, the issue. It's always, our brain is a computer trying to solve problems all the time. So if you're not intentional about gratitude, if you're not intentional about seeing the joy, if you're not intentional about stilling the body and watching your thoughts, it's not going to happen on its own. If you want something different than what you have, if you really want an inner sanctuary, then you're going to need to be intentional about developing it. Some of the ways you can do that is scheduling sanctuary time, right? Scheduling some time to listen to, I'm going to play sacred music from here to here. Sacred music to me, Krishna Das, chanting. But I said, before, sacred music can be Bad Bunny. Sacred music is whatever lifts your spirit. Sacred music can be jazz. Sacred music can be house music if you like it. It can be anything. It's just whatever lifts you up. And so setting aside time to do that, setting aside time regularly to sit still, close your eyes and breathe. You don't have to clear your mind. Please don't try to clear your mind, sweeties. It's just too hard. It's too hard. Creating a sanctuary within yourself also means being loving towards every part of you. And I would say that's the most important thing that you can do. The most important thing that you can learn is how to love every part of you. Loving your inner perfectionist, loving your inner critic, loving your shame. Oh my word. I cannot tell you the number of people I have worked with over the years in my counseling practice, where just learning how to meet shame and cooperate, develop a working partnership with shame was life-giving, totally changed their world. And so being able to meet every part of yourself with love and care can help you to create that sanctuary within yourself. This is a safe, your heart, your own precious heart becomes a safe place. Your own precious heart becomes a place where you can go, where you know all parts of you are safe and held and loved. What a beautiful thing. And as you develop that self-love, as you exercise that, stretch that muscle, strengthen that muscle, that self-love muscle, you can't get knocked off your beam by whatever happens around you, because you know who you are and you know how to love every part of you, even the ugly parts. How do you do that? You notice, you name, and you nurture. You notice the part of you that's acting up, you name it, and then you nurture it. You love it as best you can. Creating sanctuary within yourself, like Hestia is inviting us to do, creating sanctuary within yourself means turning to every part of you that shows up with love and care. It's an utterly transformative experience to be able to do that. So what I would like to do now is I would like for us to enter into a time of meditation where you can, I'm going to be inviting you to create your own inner sanctuary. And this will be guided. Obviously, you have a yes and a no always. If at any point during the meditation you don't like what's happening, you can stop. You always have agency. I would never want you to abandon yourself for the sake of completing a task. It's not how I roll. Okay, so I invite you to get comfortable. Probably better to be sitting up so you don't fall asleep, right? And I invite you to close your eyes if that feels good to you. If it doesn't feel safe to close your eyes, just a gentle, unfocused gaze towards the floor is just fine. Breathing, being in the breath, just breathing and being. Just letting yourself settle in for a moment. And setting an intention that we are going to create a sanctuary. We're going to create a sanctuary inside of our own precious hearts. How might you create a sanctuary inside your own precious heart? That's our intention today. Just breathing. And I invite you to imagine a beautiful space. It can be inside or outside, whichever you prefer. Maybe if it's outside, it's a beach, or on a mountain, or in the forest. If you're inside, a cozy room, or a beautiful patio, wherever you would like to be, wherever feels safest, wherever feels the most ease for you. And there you are in this beautiful place. This is a completely safe place. Nobody is allowed in here without your permission. This is your sanctuary that you are creating. You can decorate it however you like. You can have anything in there that feels safe and good to you. Maybe plants or flowers, maybe animals. Maybe there are friends there with you. That's your sanctuary. I don't know. This is yours. You get to create it however you'd like. If you have spiritual helpers, angels, or if you have other helpers, deities, religious figures, loving, kind ancestors that you'd like for them to be there with you, feel free to do that. Taking a look around your sanctuary, seeing how beautiful it is, feeling how peaceful it is to be here, allowing your heart to be nourished while you're here. This is a place of ease and comfort. This is a place of beauty and love. And while you're here in your inner sanctuary, you could invite a part of you that needs your loving attention. Maybe there's a part of you that feels like you're not enough. Maybe there's a part of you that had their feelings hurt recently. Maybe there's a part of you that's anxious and worried. I invite you to allow that part of you to join you in this precious, beautiful, peaceful inner sanctuary. And you don't have to talk with them or do anything for them. Just let them be in the sanctuary with you. Breathing and being with this precious part of you. Breathing and being with this part of you that is asking for love and care. Perhaps looking at this part of you and letting it know you are so glad it is a part of your precious heart. You know it had a really hard time the last few days, and you just wanted it to be able to experience a moment or two of peace and ease. Noticing how that part of you might change a little bit. It might soften a little bit. Getting to experience acceptance and ease, care, even love. Thanking that part of you for being a part of you. Thank you, anxiety. You're always pointing out where the danger is. Thank you. Thank you, inner critic. I know you just want me to do a really good job. Thank you. Thank you, sadness. Thank you for reminding me that I'm here to feel all the different feelings. So whoever it is that's with you, just thanking them for being a part of you. Noticing how they respond when you say thank you to them. And taking a moment to focus on the breath. Perhaps grateful for breath, grateful for life that breath brings. Bringing your awareness out of the sanctuary and back into your body. breathing in and out, noticing the breath in the body, noticing the breath in the body in the space that you're in. And as it feels good to you, breathing and being, you can gently open your eyes. Oh, I hope that was a delightful experience for you. I hope that was a wonderful experience to be in a space of sanctuary that you create within yourself. And I invite you to continue to practice that, to create sanctuary on the inside. So when everything on the outside is crazy and spinning and whirling and turning, you can go inside and create sanctuary.